Hi guys! Oh, it's been forever that I didn't come on here. So I'm back from my retreat in the south of France with Thierry Casasnovas that I'm gonna tag there, and oh my god, it was so amazing. I had such a good time. If you don't know this guy, Thierry. He has a crazy story. He was 33 when he fell really ill, and he had a bunch of like cardiac arrests. He had like so many problems, and the doctor said actually he had just a week left to live. So he was in a pretty bad shape. But then something happened in his life. He got introduced to a new way of eating and stuff, and then he discovered like raw foods and living foods and just the law of the living, like basically how to recover from near death, basically. And he's been spending the last 12 years making YouTube videos and telling people how he's done it. And so now I'm coming after 12 years, and what he has to share, this guy, he's the most generous and compassionate and selfless person I know, and is so knowledgeable. It's just crazy. And so now he's spending his life basically just helping others recover and teaching, what he's learned. And, you can learn anything in books and stuff, but what you really experience, it's just different. So what I really like about Thierry is that he's tried basically every diet there is. He's tried the keto thing, the vegan, the raw, he's tried everything. He even went to the Miami Hippocrates Center in Miami, and he actually told us that there was like a black market for fruit there because fruit is bad. He also visited Dr. Morse in his clinic. He tried so many things. And what I really like about his approach is that he doesn't tell you, there's no dogma, there's no religion, there's no you need to do this, otherwise you're not going to heal. What he says basically is that there are laws of the living that that applies to everybody. And if you understand this law and you apply them, then you will heal automatically. It's like the law of the living, but you need to know these rules. So I took so many notes. My notebook is full of notes. I learned everything I've learned for 4 years, just kind of everything clicked, during this week. It's like I was missing a small piece of the puzzle in a lot of areas, and then just a lot of things clicked. And I know I still will learn and still will experience things, but for now I have such a deeper and broader understanding of health, and I'm so passionate about it. So I will talk about it. I will write articles and everything, but first I need to apply it for myself and heal. So I will take my time to do this. But what I just want to tell you today is what I understood in big lines. So what you can do when you get ill at first is, because you're so weak, so everybody has a capacity of adaptation to your environment. Somebody that is healthy has a big capacity of adaptation. It means that they can have crying children next to them, they can have they can be driving, they can have music, somebody talking to them, and they will still calm because they have the resources in their body. But when you have a low capacity of adaptation, you go crazy. I know me, just switching on the light was triggering me, and I went into a neuro crash, And so what I did, because of this really low capacity of adaptation at first, was to control my environment. So that's the first point when you're ill. You have to control your external environment and give your body a break. So that means lowering stress in your life, getting rid of toxic people, controlling your diet, because you're gonna remove foods that are triggering a reaction in you, an inflammatory reaction, or that are triggering digestive symptoms or something. Just controlling the toxicity in your environment. Just what you can control in your environment, then you will do that, and then you're gonna give kind of your body a break. That's what we all do on Instagram. That we control our food, we control our food, we control the body, the people we talk to, we control the amount of time we spend on electronics, all this. It's all about control. And when you spend a lot of time in this control zone, so that's the first step, you give your body a break, and your body can recover, can get stronger, and then you can have a larger capacity of adaptation. And one of the laws of the living, and the reason why this first step helps recover your body in the first place, is that one of the law of the living says that any living organism, if you let it be, if you don't touch it, if you don't interact with it, if you don't, ask anything from it, then it will regenerate. That's the law of the living. That's one of the laws. So if you scratch your skin and you just let it be, it will regenerate. Same happens inside of your body. That's why when you control your external stimuli and environment and toxicity, then your body has this break it needs, and it just starts recovering, because that is a healing power that we have inside of us. I'm gonna try to make this short. And the second step, and that is actually what I understood this week, and where I see that so many people on Instagram are stuck in the first place. Like, oh my God, you go to the restaurant and you have a normal meal, and then suddenly you get like crazy symptoms for a month. Then it means you're still weak. It means you still need to control your environment, because your body is still weak. So the second step is what it's all about, is making your body stronger. It's making your capacity of adaptation so big that anything that happens in your environment, you're ready for it. You're like, come on, I'm good for it, And there are many ways to do this, and basically how it works is that, so you have your capacity of adaptation. Let's say you started here. This is your limit. And you control your environment, and now your capacity of adaptation is a little bit bigger. So it's here. So, and your limit is here. So what we're going to do is that you're going to ask your body to go right before that limit in one intense action, and then you're going to rest afterwards. And that all comes down to catabolism and anabolism. When you're in a catabolic mode, you're basically in the sympathetic nervous system mode. So you're in action. You're like, it's when you're fasting, because a lot of things are happening in your body when you're fasting. When you're thinking a lot, you're in this catabolic mode. When you're jogging or exercising, you're in that catabolic mode. So it's kind of the action mode. And then you have the anabolic mode, which is the resting mode, the parasympathetic nervous system mode, the digesting, repairing, reconstructing mode. And you cannot have too much catabolism and anabolism. Like you need to have a perfect balance of them both. And what you're going to do if you want to reinforce your body is that you're going to have a very intense catabolic action. So let's say you immerse yourself in 3 degrees Celsius cold water. So that's very catabolic, because your body's like, you're in sympathetic nervous system mode. You're like in action. And then you follow this with 2 hours of anabolism, which is like proper rest, meditation, no thinking, just staying still. And that is how you reinforce your body, with always staying below that limit of adaptation. If you feel that you're crashing after, or you're extremely tired, or it means you went after your limit, like you passed your limit, and that's like not good actually. You should always stay not in your comfort zone, in the not comfortable, but not like after you passed your limit. And that is the key of reinforcing your body. And you do this with cold exposure, very, very intense catabolic activity, high intensity interval training. You do it with fasting also. It's really something that I saw with chronic illness people like me. Like, I'm so guilty for this, but I personally spend most of my time in catabolism, meaning in action mode. Because I thought, honestly, that when I was on my couch, just having Instagram next to me or my laptop, I was resting. No, you're in catabolic mode. It's actually the most energy demanding thing you can do. So when is your anabolic action? It's only at night, and most people don't even sleep that good. So that is why you need to have catabolic and anabolism. And when you understand those two things, then you can play around with them, and you can actually see your body getting stronger. I mean, I started a year ago with cold showers. I couldn't even take 1 shower per month a year and a half ago. That was how weak I was. And now I can take pretty much every morning an ice cold shower for 20 seconds. But sometimes it's just too much still. So sometimes I need to really listen to my body. If I'm exhausted, then I'm not going to do it, because then I would go too far compared to my limit of adaptation. And that is counterproductive. Okay, that was a long talk. I'm sorry if it was too long. I hope it made sense to you. This is something that I will continue to talk about. I will continue to experiment, and I will have amazing results. I know it, because it is just the law of the living. It's just how things work. And I am damn sure that I'm going to be running a marathon in a couple of years. Like, you have to trust me on this. So yeah, I hope this helped, and I will talk to you later.